Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Hazzard County. It's not really Hazzard County, but that courthouse this is the town square in the opening credits of the Dukes of Hazzard TV show. We just happened to be driving through here this morning. It's in Covington, Georgia, but there's a car show going on this morning. There's actually a General Lee and a Bandit One over there and all sorts of fun cars around here. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
We left Parris Island, South Carolina yesterday and made our way north, stopped in and saw Cliff and Lynn and Holly. It was great to visit with you guys. Thanks for letting us be part of your day. And then we made our way north up here, and we stayed at a harvest host last night. It's a peach farm.
Yeah, they've
peach
got
and pecan, yeah.
peach trees, pecan trees. We're in between seasons right now, so the barn was closed.
We got some chipotle peach preserves and our salsa, chipotle salsa.
Correct.
And we haven't tried it yet, but we're looking forward to that maybe tonight. We're going to drive a pretty long day today, headed up to Kentucky, where they make one of my favorite whiskeys, Buffalo Trace. So we're going to get some hours on the road today.
Yeah.
And it's been a good journey so far. It's been a while since I've been through Georgia. There's not a lot of cell phone coverage here.
No. They're lacking in cell phone coverage, for sure.
So, all right, we're going to see if we can spin a tire getting out of here in the traditions of. I was a huge fan of the Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid. Man, it was such a fun show. And I look back now and it's kind of silly, but actually not kind of, really silly. But it was fun when I was a young boy.
Yeah, there's quite a few filming locations within the next 10 miles or so as well.
Yeah. So we're going to fill up the tanks and get on the road.
Yeah.
See you soon.
This place is overwhelming.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my god. You haven't been to, they even have little props on it. You haven't been to a convenience store in Vegas. I don't even know what beaver nuggets are. I looked at the ingredients to try and figure it out. God.
Hey adventurers, and welcome to Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. We are in Kentucky today, and we have stopped at the Lincoln Birthplace. So inside that, the very first Lincoln Memorial is his log cabin. Down the road about 6 or 8 miles is the farm where he spent most of his youth before they moved over to Illinois.
Yep.
But great place.
Yeah, incredible.
What did you learn today, Blair?
Well, the cabin inside isn't the exact cabin. It's just one fashioned after the cabin he would have been born in. This one was built in the 1840s,
And then the steps behind us, there's 56 steps because Abraham Lincoln was 56 years old at his death. And I was surprised to find out that this was actually built prior to the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
So that one was fashioned after this one. Theodore Roosevelt came and I guess put the cornerstone in of the property.
Howard Taft was the president
Taft was here when it
opened.
completed.
Right over here, about 50 feet away, is the sinking spring. So this was the farm property that his mom and dad bought. It was contested land, which is why they moved away from here. But it's got its own spring.
Yeah.
365 days a year, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Freshwater spring. There's the Nancy Inn and some cabins back here. It's private property, but it was a business ran. And,
for visitors that would come to visit this.
So, cool place.
Yeah.
If you happen to be driving through Kentucky on your Bourbon Trail, which is what we're about to get on later today,
Yes.
stop through and see Lincoln's birthplace.
Yeah.
So here we are, hanging out. We drove from Abraham Lincoln's birthplace, well, birthplace monument, over to Mammoth Caves. So Mammoth Cave National Park is the largest natural cave in the continental U.S. that I'm aware of.
Yep.
It's 420 miles.
420 miles.
420 miles of explored known caves.
Yes.
It's in the middle of Kentucky. We showed up thinking you might just go see some caves, but not today.
Not today.
Not today. Had to get on a tour, and this place was jam-packed. And it's early October on a Monday at 10 in the morning, and it was jam-packed.
Yeah.
We didn't even think about going online and making a reservation, but the grounds are beautiful. We would love to go back and explore the caves. It's pretty neat. There's a bunch of sinkholes all around. They give you some lessons on the sinkholes and how the water was formed and how it used to be an ocean when it was Pangea.
Yep. The visitor center has done an incredible job.
Yes.
With the exhibits and everything.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible job. Prepped and ready.
From here, we're going to drive a couple hours east, and we're going to go tour Buffalo Trace because that's my favorite bourbon.
Yes.
And the distillery is right here in Kentucky.
That is correct.
Where 95% of the world's bourbon is produced.
Yeah, something
99%.
astronomical. Yeah.
So, anyway, we're going to go check that place out. Seems to be pretty neat. We got a tour we got to get on. We finished our Buffalo Trace tour. Walked away with 4 bottles because that's all we could buy. We arrived at the Buffalo Trace place and we went into the store first, got a little pass. I happened to be up front and heard that they had an opening in their tour. So I snatched up 2 seats for that.
Yep.
Or 2 wristbands for that.
Wristbands.
And we went on a tour. There's multiple tours that they offer at the Buffalo Trace place, but we did
the Trace tour.
Trace tour, yeah.
Yeah. So you tour some of the grounds, some of the buildings, get some history, get some facts. One of the barrel storing rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice tour, very good tour guide, very knowledgeable and thorough. And I enjoyed the tour very much. I enjoyed the tasting better than the tour. I thoroughly enjoyed Blair doing the tasting. They do have a vodka that they make there. This is pretty cheap vodka, but it's good vodka. Like you could sip it, which is kind of unusual. But
for my taste buds,
that is not Blair's favorite thing to drink.
No.
Man,
but if you dilute it with a little water, it's much better.
Even that's the whiskey.
Well, and the vodka, because then I could taste the notes of vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
It was good.
On second attempt. First attempt took me off guard a bit.
This sprawling mecca of bourbon is expanded significantly. So bourbon was a thing in the, after Prohibition, and then it went out of style in the 90s and 2000s, and then now it's become a thing again.
It's back with a vengeance.
In a huge way.
Yeah.
There, as you drive through that area of Kentucky, you can do not a Buffalo Trace, but you can do a Bourbon Trail, and it extends for many miles all around the area.
Yeah. Because
some significant amount, like most of the world's bourbon population, comes from that area.
No, that's the only place it can come from. Well, the U.S.
And the U.S.
Because the U.S. has the patent for it. So it can't be, you can make a whiskey elsewhere, but you can't make bourbon elsewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
What makes it bourbon compared to whiskey? So they fire out the inside of the barrel, put whiskey in it, and let it age for some amount of time, depending on what they're making.
Yep.
And the whiskey, the temperature fluctuation goes in and out of the wood and in and out of the wood, which gives it its amber or dark color.
Mm-hmm.
And then they siphon some off and taste it.
Yep.
But they have built some new steam pipes and new distilleries, and there are all these new warehouses where they're storing and aging the whiskey and bourbon.
Yeah. And it ages anywhere from a couple years up to 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
And it can lose a significant amount of that bourbon whiskey through the aging process.
Mm-hmm.
So you could fill a whole barrel, and then in 20 years, you could have a third of that or half of that. And it's all a matter of how much is slowly evaporated out of the wood. And then occasionally they'll open a 25-year-old barrel and it'll be empty, which is not fun. So then the price of the other 25 barrels goes up.
That's what made me realize that the aging process is why that particular whiskey is so expensive.
Yes. Because you have less volume to sell.
Yes.
Yeah. And probably it tastes better too.
Oh, it's good too. Delicious. From the Buffalo Trace place, we departed and drove. We stayed one more night.
Yeah, we did. We stayed at the Elkhorn campground.
Stayed one more night at the Elkhorn campground. The next morning, we departed there for the Louisville Slugger Museum and the Churchill Downs Kentucky Derby
Museum. Yeah.